Jose, how's it going, old chap? Long time no see. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
For a long time.
Yeah, I see you.
Sorry, the ball game Saturday.
It was a good game.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters.
The success of Toastmasters meetings like this one depend on planning and preparation. That's why the presidents meet monthly, to plan future events and update each other on club activities. John, how'd your son's team do this year?
I'm glad you asked. They finally made the finals.
Oh, good.
Great.
And Laura, any problems on that flight to Minneapolis?
No, and as a matter of fact, they didn't charge me anything extra for the third bag.
Lucky. Okay, good morning, Allison. Today I'd like to go over our usual agenda, as well as planning the upcoming area speech contest.
Okay.
By the way, I meant to ask you, how did your joint club meeting go?
Oh, it went very well. And thank you, Richard, for telling us about that restaurant. It was wonderful. We had plenty of room.
Yeah, and our club raved about the food. I think they got the greatest enchiladas this side of the border.
You're the expert on that. Every element of our Toastmasters program is designed to help develop communication and leadership skills. And as you all know, that includes the exercise of formally conducting a meeting, welcoming the guests, and recognizing our members' achievements and progress, preparing schedules, assigning participants and presenters for future meetings.
It gives continuity and structure to a club, which ultimately pays off in greater confidence and self-esteem.
Today we have two special guests. First of all, Pamela Clark, a sales representative from a local electronics firm, read about our club in the newspaper and decided to come by and check out the communication and leadership program. Mark Adams is a friend and a business associate of our own infamous and recent DTM, John Franklin, and he's decided to visit anyway. Welcome to our club, Pamela and Mark.
As club presidents, do you find that some members question the importance of certain parts of the program? Well, like the purpose of conducting regular business meetings, or the value of meeting weekly all year round, as opposed to less frequently?
Well, our club devotes part of the meeting to club business at least once a month, if for no other reason than to practice parliamentary procedure, which is a necessary tool in the business world.
Well, I know of some clubs that rarely have business meetings.
Yeah.
There's no further debate on the question. It has been moved and seconded that we change the meeting time to 7 p.m. Those in favor of the motion say aye.
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 Those opposed say no.
No.
The noes have it. The motion is lost. The club will continue to meet at our usual time. The next
Another critical issue that applies to continuity and structure is the importance of regular weekly meetings.
Right.
You know, meeting weekly provides members the optimum opportunity to practice speaking and apply what they learn without too much time passing between sessions. Now, I also feel it's important that every club meeting start and end on time.
That's right.
Adherence to a schedule is an exercise in discipline. And it also shows respect for the members and the guests. I mean, these people have allotted a certain amount of time for the meeting, and that time should be used efficiently and effectively.
That's a good point, Allison. It's interesting, all the points that all three of you brought up serve to reinforce the fact that the key to a successful club is the quality and consistency of the meetings. That's how you keep members motivated and interested in participating and supporting their fellow Toastmasters. As an area governor and as a club president, one of my most important jobs is to promote and reinforce that idea.
at our next meeting. This concludes the business portion of our meeting. Let's begin our speaking program. Our Toastmaster this morning is a 5-year member of the organization, the last 2 with this club. A teacher by profession and an aspiring professional speaker by avocation, please welcome Doreen Hill, CTM.
Mr. President,
Madam Toastmaster.
fellow Toastmasters and guests, the other evening I was watching a political debate on television, and I was pleased to see a number of politicians relinquish their speaking time in favor of others who had something significant to say. I will apply that same general principle today. Our general evaluator for this meeting is Michelle Buckner, CTM. Michelle, will you please introduce today's other participants?
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, we are fortunate to have 3 of our members presenting prepared speeches this morning. Alan Miller's icebreaker speech will be evaluated by Betty Jones, ATM. Leslie Cohen's speech, second in the Public Relations Advanced Manual, will be evaluated by Ed Winston, CTM. And Ann Nelson's speech, Project 8 in the Basic Manual, Make It Persuasive, will be evaluated by Rebecca Smithson, DTM.
Thank you, Michelle. We begin our program this morning with my favorite part of the meeting, table topics. As you know, table topics gives members not otherwise participating in the meeting a chance to practice giving short 1 to 2 minute impromptu speeches. Now, to offer us another provocative, spirited session of table topics is our table topics master for this morning, Catherine Stein.
The reason table topics is one of the most popular aspects of our meeting is that we work hard at making it interesting and constructive.
Good.
We schedule our meeting activities 3 weeks in advance, giving everyone ample opportunity to prepare and practice their material.
Now that's a good point, Allison. Planning and practice make all the difference. Members who don't spend the time adequately preparing their assignments or are no-shows at the last minute not only shortchange themselves, but all the other club members as well. I mean, let's face it, it's hard enough making the effort to attend the meetings without feeling that our time is being wasted by members who aren't committed to the club or to the Toastmasters program.
Right.
And this should apply whether you're leading a segment of the meeting or presenting a prepared speech.
I agree, John. This is just the sort of thing that can seriously undermine interest and lead to a decline in club membership. Each club needs to maintain at least 20 active members to prevent overburdening the same people with club and meeting responsibilities. I'll tell you, my club has at least 2 guests attend every meeting, and we always invite the guests to join right after the meeting. This helps our club maintain a roster of more than 20 active members.
And the more members we have, the more the meetings remain fresh and balanced.
Absolutely.
Madam Toastmaster,
Madam Topic Master.
fellow Toastmasters, and guests, our table topics theme is a tribute to the late pop artist Andy Warhol, who predicted that everyone would experience fame for 15 minutes. Our first table topic speaker, Brian Daniels, will enlighten us on his vision of a moment in the spotlight.
Madam Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters and guests, I believe that fame is rarely something you set out to achieve, but rather something that you involuntarily wrest from the hands of fate. My 15 minutes on fame and glory will involve a crowded elevator stuck between floors.
Choosing good table topics themes requires some thought and preparation, too. Then, as you all know, good ideas are everywhere. Toastmasters table topics game Stand Up and Speak from the Toastmasters catalog, I think is a great tool. There are themes to promote an open forum for discussion and critique of the club itself, such as, how can your club improve its meetings? Or, what do you feel we have to do to achieve the goals of the club?
That's a great idea. In fact, we need to make more members aware of the Toastmasters catalog and of the materials available to them.
You're absolutely right, Laura.
At our last meeting, we inducted a new member, Alan Miller. Today, we'll learn more about Alan as he presents his icebreaker speech entitled, Follow the Yellow Brick Road.
Madam Toastmaster,
Mr. Speaker.
fellow Toastmasters and guests, I recently moved here from upstate New York, and so I'm not only new to Toastmasters, I'm also new to the area. I grew up and spent most of my adult life in a small rural farming community. Believe it or not, Mayberry seemed like the big city to me.
We should all stress the importance of preparing speeches based on the projects in the Toastmasters manuals.
Absolutely. I think it's the only way.
You know, a while back, we started getting a little sloppy with members not using the manuals and speaking on whatever they chose. Then they complained that they weren't learning anything. Well, we quickly realized that the answer was to get back on track with the manuals. Now, every speech is based on a manual project.
That's the way to effectively develop proper communication and leadership skills. Again, deviating from the proven Toastmaster system hurts everybody, since the speech exercises are designed to benefit the listeners as well as the speakers.
Our third speaker, Ann Nelson, had to have her new TV serviced 6 times before the company finally resolved the situation to her satisfaction. This all too familiar experience serves as the inspiration for Ann's speech today, based on Project 8 in the Basic Communication and Leadership Manual, Make It Persuasive. Ann's title, Become a More Assertive Consumer.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Madam Speaker.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, this is not a story about buying a television. This is not about servicing a television. This is about the explicit guarantee of customer service we're promised by virtually every business we patronize. It's certainly alive and well in the advertisements we're bombarded with every day. However, at the exact point of purchase, I have serious.
Evaluating Alan Miller's icebreaker speech, Followed the Yellow Brick Road, is Betty Jones.
Madam General Evaluator and Alan, that was a good start. Although you were nervous and stumbled a bit and used a few uhs, your material was well prepared. I think the audience now has a good sense of who you are. You even made them laugh a few times, which can often be very effective in public speaking.
Evaluating Ann Nelson's Make It Persuasive speech is Rebecca Smithson.
Madam General Evaluator and Ann, your speech was quite persuasive. It demonstrated how much you have progressed in incorporating the mechanics of effective speaking. I didn't notice a single ah, which is an accomplishment all by itself. Even more direct eye contact throughout your speech will enforce your conviction.
As your general evaluator,
There are real emotional as well as academic issues involved in becoming a proficient, confident public speaker. People join Toastmasters with the expectation of gaining specialized skills to overcome their fears of speaking in front of a group. And that can only happen in a friendly, constructive environment of genuine support and camaraderie.
Well, that's certainly a focus of our club. Visitors and guests are warmly received as soon as they arrive, and there's always someone to answer their questions throughout the meeting. As for our members, we try and bolster each other's confidence, especially if someone has struggled through a particularly difficult speech. I mean, we've all been there before, you know.
Yes. And we sometimes have the problem of an overzealous evaluator who comes down too hard on a speaker. And we've learned to deal with this quietly and diplomatically after the meeting's over. We stipulate that speeches are created to meet the objectives outlined in the manual project, and that therefore evaluation should be based on these objectives.
That's good. To more effectively handle specific concerns for the benefit of the whole club, you should consider having your vice presidents of education conduct specific Toastmasters success leadership modules, such as the art of effective evaluation.
How do you recognize members' achievements?
Well, we vote for and give ribbons to the best speaker, the best evaluator, and the best table topic speaker at each meeting.
My club displays a member progress chart at each meeting, and we review it frequently, tracking each member's progress through the manuals. We found that if we keep score, the scores go up. We also conduct special ceremonies when members receive CTM, ATM, and DTM awards, and we give a special award to the person who sponsors the most members.
Well, that's good, John. Recognition is important. It builds self-esteem and encourages the recipient to do even more. And it motivates others, too. Well, our time is up. I think it's a valuable experience for club presidents to get together like this and exchange ideas and concerns. From our discussion today, I'd conclude that effective speeches and evaluations are among our most critical issues.
Well, I think we all agree that the key to a successful club is communication and commitment.
Right.
I agree.
As your general evaluator for today's meeting, this was one of our best meetings. We had our monthly business meeting, which our club president conducted in streamlined fashion with confidence and organization. We're becoming much better at using parliamentary procedure. Table topics was fun, and the prepared speeches offered us a broad range of skill development. Everyone is making a special effort to be prepared, but we should also make an effort to arrive at least 10 minutes before the meeting to greet and speak with guests and members. This will create an ambiance of fellowship, which adds
The key to a successful club is communication and commitment. When we do things right, everybody benefits.